Saudi Aramco, it's not just a name, it's practically a force of nature. This Saudi Arabian oil giant is a behemoth. It extracts, refines, and sells oil, a lot of oil. Think of the world's oil supply. Aramco is a major player. Its decisions ripple across the globe. When Aramco sneezes, oil traders catch a cold. Aramco's history is intertwined with Saudi Arabia's. Founded in 1933, it's a cornerstone of the kingdom's economy. For decades, it operated largely in the shadows. Then, a seismic shift. In 2019, Aramco went public. It was the biggest IPO the world had ever seen. Suddenly, the giant was exposed to the scrutiny of global markets. But 2024 has been a bumpy ride. Remember the good old days of $100+ per barrel oil? Yeah, those are gone. The global energy landscape is shifting. Demand is fluctuating. Geopolitical tensions are simmering. And Aramco, like a giant tanker trying to change course, is navigating these choppy waters. The stakes are high. Saudi Arabia relies heavily on Aramco's success. The company's performance directly impacts the nation's budget. And let's be real, when Saudi Arabia talks, the world listens. So buckle up. We're diving into the world of Saudi Aramco. Let's get down to brass tacks, or should we say barrels of oil. Aramco's 2024 financial report was a mixed bag. On the one hand, they still raked in a mind-boggling $436 billion in revenue. That's more than the GDP of most countries. But here's the catch: profits took a hit. A 12% drop to be precise, landing at a mere $106.25 billion. Don't get me wrong, that's still an obscene amount of money, but a decline is a decline, so what gives? Well, blame it on the fickle mistress that is the global oil market. Remember that whole OPEC plus increasing production thing? Yeah, that put downward pressure on oil prices, and when oil prices go down, so do Aramco's profits. It's basic economics, folks. Now about those dividends, Aramco loves showering its shareholders with cash. In 2024, they shelled out a whopping $124.3 billion in dividends. But here's the kicker: they're planning to scale back in 2025. The forecast is for a still massive $85.4 billion payout. So, is this a sign of trouble in paradise? Not necessarily. Aramco is still a cash cow. But it's clear that even this giant isn't immune to the winds of change blowing through the global energy market. Aramco is playing a delicate balancing act. On one hand, they need to keep pumping oil, it's their bread and butter. With the capacity to add another 3 million barrels per day, they could be swimming in even more black gold. But there's a catch. The price of oil is a fickle beast. Right now it's hovering around $70 a barrel. Not bad, but a far cry from the glory days. And with global inventories low, any geopolitical tremor could send prices soaring. This is where Aramco's debt strategy comes into play. They've been dipping their toes into the debt market, issuing bonds to raise capital. Why? To optimize their capital structure and potentially even buy back some of their own shares. It's a risky move, but Aramco is betting on its ability to weather the storm. They know that their production costs are some of the lowest in the world. Even if prices dip, they'll still be raking in profits. But the global oil market is a complex beast. Demand is uncertain, renewables are gaining ground, and geopolitical tensions are always simmering. Aramco, for all its size and might, is still just one player in this high-stakes game. Let's be honest, Saudi Arabia's economy is basically hooked on Aramco's sweet crude oil. But here's the thing, they know it's not sustainable. Enter Vision 2030. This ambitious plan aims to diversify the Saudi economy and reduce its dependence on oil. And where does Aramco fit into all of this? Well, they're not just sitting on a pile of petrodollars, they're investing in renewable energy, technology, and even things like a futuristic megacity called NEOM. Think of it as Saudi Arabia hedging its bets. They know the oil boom won't last forever, so they're using Aramco's vast resources to prepare for a future beyond the barrel. It's a bold vision, and only time will tell if it will succeed. But one thing's for sure, Aramco will continue to be a major player on the global stage. Their decisions will impact not just the price of oil, but the future of energy itself. And that's something worth paying attention to.